Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend, and sorry I'm too lazy to bring out the tripod tonight, so you're just going to have to put up with me holding the camera here and hope my forehead's not too shiny. Anyways, this is a video that's gonna involve a very serious question about a serious topic that I hope none of us ever have to contemplate in our life. And it's odd how this happened tonight. I was talking with a friend of mine, and I mentioned the movie Sophie's Choice to her, and she had never seen the movie before. And not to spoil the movie, but I loosely explained the plot to her, and it has to do with a mother in Nazi Germany having to choose whether or not her son gets killed or her daughter gets killed. One of her kids has to get killed. And that's hence the choice that Sophie has to make. And I'm not going to ruin the movie here for anyone. Go watch it. It's a very good movie, actually. But I was talking to her about that. I was like, boy, that is rough as hell. I mean, as a parent, what would you do in that situation? And I took that situation a few steps farther, and we just got talking about it. And we realized that it's just such an amount of intriguing thought that comes from it. I mean, granted, it's a very, very heinous subject, and yes, I just used the word heinous. But yeah, it's a very bad subject to think about. But what would you do in that circumstance? And I asked that to her, and I said, to take it a step farther, say you had to choose one of your kids to get killed. You have one boy, one girl. We'll say they're around the same age. Or does it make a difference if they're older or younger? Would that factor into the choice you had to make? And with the caveat of this, either one of the kids dies, and if you don't choose, both of them die. Think about that, people. What would you do? And like I said, this is totally hypothetical, and I'm not trying to offend anyone that's lost any loved ones out there, but I just found it so unique, and we were talking about this for about an hour tonight, and we realized there is, like, no definite one way you could do this, but there's a lot of angles that you could approach it from, and I don't want to tell you guys what the answer I would choose, and I'm pretty solid with what I would do in the situation, but I want to lay a few cards on the table here, and there's so many ways that you could approach this scenario, and I'm curious as to what you guys would do. Number one, it is more manly to die for your family. I know I, as a man, would gladly, to save my sister's life, if that was the only choice, I would sacrifice my life for her in a heartbeat. Now you must ask yourself, though, you are the parent granting that decision. One scenario you might think about is, who has the potential to lead a better life after this act happens? You have to ask yourself, my God, will emotions come into play? Would a female maybe be more emotional over what happened and be more messed up, if you will? Would the man or the son be more likely to recover and go on? I mean, and I'm not saying, you know, all women are tender feet that are going to be totally, thoroughly messed up after seeing something like this, but the odds lean more into the favor that the woman would be significantly more messed up. Maybe the mother would think it is more compassionate to have the daughter killed because the son might have a greater chance of leading a normal life after that point, and trying to put this behind him as much as possible without significant amount of emotions getting in the way, not that it would be a piece of cake for the son. So what would you do here, people? What would you do? Maybe you would take it from the tact of, they should both die. And you might say, well, Jesus, Archfiend, that is the most heinous thing you could say. And yes, I use the word heinous there. I look at it as, it is the most compassionate scenario possible. You know why? Because there is zero suffering for either of the children. Have them both killed. Could you live on as a son or a daughter knowing your sister or brother got murdered and you were one of the choices in between why they were killed or not? You got to go on through the rest of your life. Every single time you mess up, you have to say, my God, would my sister or brother have done this? I was the one that deserved to have died. You're going to have neglect. You're going to have guilt in your head over just a decision that your mother had to make, or father. We'll say either parent had to make the decision, just to, you know, not be sexist to one side or the other. What would you people do? What would you people choose? Would you choose, say, hey, maybe they should both die? Maybe a daughter should live? Because, I don't know, you think that the emotions of the woman should carry on and she should be able to, you know, find a man and start a family and live happily ever after and have the white wedding and all that good shit? Or should the son be the more manly person to die? Or should the son go on because he stands a better chance of being less emotional with the whole situation? So, I don't know. It's just something that, it was weird. We talked about this for over an hour tonight, like I said. And, yeah, there was a lot of scenarios. And it's weird. What would you do? What would you do? Do you think it's more compassionate to have them both die? Do you think it's more manly to have the son die? Do you think it's proper to let the woman go on? Is it more courteous to let the woman be the one that lives? What is your choice here, people? So, anyways, that's Archfiend's Choice. And by the way, I just came up for the title of this video right now. So, yeah, just something to think about. And I always just thought about this after talking about this tonight, what you guys would think. And I was saying that on the phone tonight. And, yeah, what do you guys think? What would you do? What would you do, given the choice? They both die, or one lives. It's your choice. Does age matter? I don't know. You guys tell me. I know what I would choose, but like I said, I don't want to sway your thoughts because I have a feeling a lot of you would just agree with whatever side I decide to go with. And maybe I'll make a follow-up video telling you who exactly I picked to live and why. Because like I said, there's a number of variables. Maybe someone will point out a different variable out there that I didn't mention. So anyways, this is going on long enough. So yeah, watch this video, drop me a line here or send me a private message or whatever and let me know what you think. Because yeah, invoke some good thought tonight between a friend of mine and I. So yeah, I'm dragging on too long. So have a good night. Peace.